This is Sergeant Newman.
Are we finding folks are riding the trains also now, Sergeant?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There is a couple of people that will be riding the trains, and what they do is they go to point A and point B just to keep warm.
This was my, when I was a transit cop, these were my stations, you know? I rode these trains, I did midnights doing it, and it was a different time. 1984, a lot of violence, graffiti, there was a whole feeling of disorder. Just a total feeling that people just threw up their head. They just decided to just give up. And so, but we were consistent about it. And we were out here every night and stayed committed.
What's been the most effective thing? You've lowered crime
Yes.
on the subways so much and so consistently. What's been the biggest weapon? I know you've increased police presence. Is it the removal of those that need help and care? What's been the most effective thing across time?
A combination. Number one, I had a real partner in Albany with Governor Hochul, who understood how important it was in our transit system. This is the lifeblood of our economy because it's a great equalizer.
Right.
You could have the Wall Streeter with the waiter riding side by side. And so we knew it was important that not only should people be safe, they must feel safe. And the omnipresence of a police uniform just sends a signal, like right here. This is a perfect example. Sergeant, explain what happens here in the county.
So right now, I have a DHS worker and a clinician from DHS. They're going to assess the guy, see if he needs an assistant. If he got to take shelter. If not shelter, we have a woman bus upstairs. He can sit in a woman bus. So 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. So you see, this is not a police first approach. Now you need a law enforcement officer because this person could wake up, if he's schizophrenic or bipolar, he could wake up with a weapon. Many times they're bilingual. See how fast? See how he can turn? See how fast he can turn?
Yeah. Is this a mobile psychiatric response team here?
Yeah, yep. This is called Scout and Path. But you see how fast it can turn? It can go from just, see how fast? That's how fast it can turn. So when people say, why shouldn't police be here? They don't realize it can switch like that. And now you have just civilians here, they could be hurt. You understand? This is how serious.
Street because I'm not an American citizen.
This is where people get pushed under the rails or whatever.
Right.
In a rage,
Right.
It's irrational for a few minutes.
And that's why it's important when people ask, well, why do you have police involved? Because that's how quick. If you just civilian, right. This is a perfect example. And do you see the anger? And you have him saying, here I'm a and you are not taking care of me. That's the anger that people have. We spend $6.5 billion taking care of this federal problem.
Yeah. That's pretty staggering.
What's that? Yeah, it is. It is. It is, when you think about it, not even here. But I believe that's what the people who are pushing back on what we're doing, they don't know how quick this could change, And when I was a cop, I would be on the subway system. When I would talk to someone that's homeless, they would instantly get agitated like that. Now, what if they had a knife?
Yeah. or you had a woman walking with her children.
Right.
Or something, and somebody gets agitated for no apparent reason, and they just get caught in the situation.
Right.
It may not even be aimed at them.
Right. Like this incident right here, And you know how hard it is to build that trust? You got to see these people over and over and over again. And it's clear this woman is unkept.
Right.
Seems like just from a preliminary observation, it's clear that she's dealing with some psychiatric issues.
And what I found in talking with some of these people is they go into a shelter they're afraid that what they do have, they're going to lose.
Right.
If they have a pet, for example, they won't, they can't take
Right.
their pet in. If they've got their belongings in a cart or something, say if I leave that out, it'll be gone when I get back.
Right.
And they don't realize it's the first step on a path to getting to a better life. And
Right.
it's not as easy as it seems.
And what we try to do, and this is so important what you're saying, because what we try to do is address the need based on the person. Like, you have a pet, we have shelters for pets. We have some people that should not be in congregate settings. We want to put them in settings that is unique to that. We had 8,000 people we interacted with. Brian, we had 8,000 people we interacted with, and about 800 we were able to put in settings. Brian, talk about the uniqueness that some people we don't want to put in congregate settings because they don't function well there. Some people we put in different settings.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the model of shelter that we're really promoting is called safe haven, right? Where a person gets their own room. There are much more lax rules about what time you can come and go in terms of the curfew and how many nights you can be away without losing your bed. And we're absolutely seeing that it's as you would expect, more appealing to a person, and it makes it a lot easier for us to get people to accept shelter. At the same time, we do encounter some people because of their psychiatric needs that they don't want a bed of any kind.
Right.
They simply want to be left alone.
I was just saying, some of them that we've encountered, they don't want to give up their belongings.
Right.
They might have a shopping cart that they're pushing
Yeah.
around and say, if I go into the shelter, I'll come out, it's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have some capacity to voucher people's belongings that are valuable.
And I think about this for a moment. Doing what we're doing is costly. If we had $6.5 billion, we could do more. But instead of that, we had to deal with a national problem
Yeah.
and pick up the price tag. We keep going back to this city we lost valuable money and resources that could have helped us to do the things that were on the ground.
And where did that money go? Where did that support go?
Dealing with managing 220,000 migrants and asylum seekers.
And that's cost, what, $5 billion over 2 years?
$6.5 billion
Over 2 year period?
over the last fiscal analysis that we did recently.
$6.5 billion.
Right. In a roughly 2 year period.
Is that because of being a sanctuary city?
No, it's because no matter coming here, we here in this city, you're required to give shelter. As if people mix up the sanctuary city with the migrants and asylum seekers. Sanctuary city says in New York that if you come here, you can get the goods and services you want. But this city states for anyone, if they're documented or undocumented, that if you need a place to stay, housing, we have to give you housing by our state constitution. Our state constitution.
Yeah, it's under a court decree.
Right. Yeah.
Decades ago.
And what
It's right to shelter. Right to shelter. That's what it's called. So no matter who you are, you come to this city and you don't have a place to stay, you have a right to shelter. That's different from the sanctuary city. People conflate it sometimes.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, they conflate it sometimes.
Right to shelter was never conceived with the migrant crisis in mind.
Right.
It's
Right.
about homeless people who are from here.
And then so all of a sudden you've got an influx.
20,000. We were getting at one time, we were getting 8,000 a week, 16,000 every 2 weeks. Look at the number. The numbers speak for itself.
And where before that, where were you putting them?
We were just we had a normal shelter system. We had about 64,000 in our total shelter system.
And you had that many beds?
Yes, we found beds we were able to take care of. So now you take that 64,000 out of 8.3 million people. That's our total system. And then within a short period of time, it went from 64,000 to 220,000. 220,000 plus 64,000. That's close to 300,000 people.
Yeah, it just overwhelmed the system.
Food, clothing, healthcare, educating 40,000 children. It overwhelmed the entire system.
Yeah. And when you find someone like these people down here, you have a mandate to try to find them shelter.
Right.
We have a mandate to offer a bed to anyone who wants it.
offer it,
Yes.
and
not
provide,
compel it.
provide.
Right.
No, we can't compel a shelter bed. We
Right.
can sometimes compel a hospital bed when certain conditions are met.
And that's why we want Albany to assist us and give us the involuntary removal, codified in law, and get the whole health system connected to understanding there's nothing dignified by seeing what this young lady here. This is not, look what's on her left wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been somewhere.
Yeah.
She probably walked away. They probably don't have any idea where she is.
Right.
She probably walked out an exit and
Yep.
was gone. Right.
And so people want to simplify a complex system.